Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me. My name is Grim, and this is Grim Adventures on YouTube. Today we're going to try to make some clay. First thing I'm going to need to do is to get some dirt. I was told it's not appropriate to call it dirt anymore. The appropriate term today is soil. I'm not okay with that. Let me ask you a question. When you go out and work in the garden, do you get dirty or do you get soiled? Yeah, I'm going to stick with dirt. All right, so I'm ready to start gathering my dirt. I've got a few containers here. I've also got a colander, which I'm probably going to get in trouble for using, and something to help me get the dirt up real quick. So let's just get some dirt here. Honestly, it looks like there's more sand here than anything else. But this is the dirt that I've got to work with, and it's not real rocky, so that's a bonus. All right. Next, I reckon I'm going to make some mud. All right, now I guess the basic idea here is that the sand is heavier than the clay, and I'll mix this up, and then I'll pour that water off into another container, and that should be where my clay is. So we'll get that good and mixed up so all the clay is suspended in water. Now I'm pouring it off so that I have the liquid left and as little of the sand as possible.
What did you do? Ah. It's kind of wet. Ooh. Have you already made some clay?
No, that's just sifted sand.
Oh.
All right, and it looks like I've still got an awful lot of sediment in this, so I'm gonna go get another tool that I'm absolutely for sure not supposed to be using, but we're gonna use it today.
Hello.
All right, so now I have a strainer.
The filters. It's all going in there.
See if we can see it. There was an awful lot of stuff in there that I didn't want.
Never gonna wash it.
And just for the sake of it, let's strain it through one more time.
And
Try not to spill it all.
it barely has any back.
All right. And that's what we got. And we'll do that same thing again.
I've got the perfect amount. I washed it before I gave it to you.
Thank you.
It was a little dirty.
That looks like the perfect amount.
I didn't give it all. I didn't get rid of all of it.
All right, thank you. And take this one over there and just wash it completely clean. All right. And for the last time, we'll strain it off into our bucket over here. All right, now what's in there should be largely clay. All right, so we just have to do this again.
Do what?
All right, so we'll mix it all up. Give it a second to settle. Pour it off into here.
I've played with this before. You let me. I like digging with it. It's easy to loosen up dirt. Hurt. But I'm fine. Cleaning it. Okay, I'll clean it too. Should be good. Then I got this. And I cleaned it. Here.
Thank you.
I also cleaned it.
Ooh,
You okay?
that spilled most of the water.
You spilled most of it?
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna have to refill it soon?
Yep.
Dad, will you need any more dirt
Yes.
to make more clay?
Yes.
Then I can get you the dirt. I can help you out. I feel like I've helped a lot. I've helped you get water.
All right. I'm gonna go clean everything and do it all over again. Oh, nice. All right, from the first round, we can already see, you can see clearly that line where the water is and where the darker sediments fall into the bottom. And that's what's gonna really happen here is we're gonna let it sit for a while and we're gonna let as much of the clay fall to the bottom as possible, and then we're gonna siphon off all that water.
Wait, that's clay?
Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing, is making clay, son.
I know, but I didn't know you already made some.
Well, what we're doing, there's clay and sand here. So we want to separate out the clay, and that's what we're doing. First, we're removing the large chunkies and getting to, just this bucket of what looks like sand. But this bucket is not just sand. It's sand and clay. And so the next thing we do, you must have missed the first part, son.
I did.
The next thing we do, we're gonna add some water.
I watched.
And mix it up to make us a nice, good, watery mud. Now, what's happening is the clay weighs less than the sand, and it mixes in with the water real well. We're getting the clay out of the sand, mixing it all up, okay? We let it sit for a minute, and the sand falls to the bottom. And so the clay is still sitting in this water, okay? So then next, we pour off so that it's just coming barely off the top.
So that's all the sand on the bottom?
And you see all that? That's all sand.
It looks like you already made clay.
Well, it's gonna take a while. This will probably take until tomorrow.
Oh,
Maybe the day after. It might take a while.
so you're gonna leave this out here for a couple days?
Well, we'll leave it somewhere. Okay, so we do it again, mix it all up, let the sand fall to the bottom.
why does 19 minutes makes 24? 24 hours? And there's a bee in front of the camera. I'll get a bee in breath.
Okay, and we get down to that water. Empty all that sand out of our bucket. And do it again. And there will be sand down in the bottom of this too.
Oh, cool. So there's already clay in there. Okay, that's cool. But I didn't get it, too.
Okay, and there's all that sand down in the bottom of there. And we'll do it again.
Okay.
In fact, yeah, we'll do it again. And this time we don't expect to see a whole lot of sand down the bottom. We've got most of the clay out. Or most of the sand and clay separated.
Oh, I can barely see any sand.
That's right. All right. So this time we're going to clean our container.
How? You're going to get rid of the sand?
Yeah, I need the sand out of there now.
So now you
Okay,
only have clay.
and now we're going to run it through the strainer and get all that other weird sediment out of there.
Is there still stuff in there that ain't good for it?
There's lots.
Is that
All
right?
little sticks and twigs and what they call biomass.
Which is grass?
Some of it's grass. Rotted up leaves, all kinds of stuff.
And you're going to do it again.
And then we're going to go into here.
Oh, that was quicker than the last time.
Well, now I've already done it once. Okay, and then we do the whole thing again. All right, and now we have the bucket mostly full. We're gonna go set it somewhere so that it can settle. All right then, we're about half an hour in. This has just been sitting here. Already you can see a very clear line between dirty water and clay. And now we're gonna siphon off this water and let it settle some more. This kind of reminds me of being a teenager, my first car. It's a terrible joke, I don't mean it. Right, so judging on the amount of water we've already gotten out of this and how little is left down here in the bottom, I suspect this is going to yield a lot less clay than I thought it was going to. So we're going to do this a few more times and make a lot more of our solution. I've definitely got some sludge down in the bottom. I'm going to mix it all back up again. Oh, that is thick now. All right, so what I'm curious of is at what point I'm actually able to go ahead and start gathering it through material and collecting the clay. So I'm going to clean this container and try it now. All right, this is nothing more than just a convenient piece of cotton material. All right, let's give this a try. All right. Okay, this is good. I can see the material has gotten very moist, and now rather clear water is running down to the bottom. This is fantastic. All right, we've got a steady stream of water flowing out the bottom there. Okay, good deal. Well, all right then, so we've had this hanging in the tree all night long, letting moisture come out of it, and now I'm gonna open it up and see if we've made clay or just highly concentrated mud. Let's find out. There's definitely still an awful lot of moisture in here. See if we can't get a look at this. There's a lot of moisture in here. We take these off of the sides. That might be clay. All right, well, let's gather up some of that and see if we can work with it. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get any more moisture out of it this way, hopefully. And as for the rest of this, we may as well just go ahead and put it back to hang. This still needs a substantial amount of time to dry. And that's what we have. I don't know. Well, it certainly feels like clay. It acts like clay. I'm going to say this is probably clay and not concentrated mud. And so, the next big question is whether or not we have made a high enough quality of clay to fire. And we don't know that without making a fire.